Welcome to the 7th grade Christmas Carol play. It's based off of the movie Christmas Carol. Yeah.
It was Christmas time in London. There was a man named Ebenezer Scrooge. He was a hard-working man, but at the same time he was a miserable, greedy, cruel, and stingy person who didn't know what generosity meant. A day before Christmas, Scrooge and his clerk, Bob Cratchit, were working in the office. Scrooge, as always, was counting his money, while Bob was counting the minutes to go home to his family.
I'm so cold in this office, but Mr. Scrooge doesn't want to turn on the heater. He says it's a waste of money.
Suddenly, the front door opened, and Mr. Scrooge's nephew came inside.
Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Christmas? Bah! Christmas is only a lie.
You don't mean that, Uncle.
Of course I mean that. Christmas is just an excuse not to work. Besides, what reason do you have to be happy? You're so poor.
Come on, Uncle. And what reason to have to be sad? You're so rich.
Bah!
Don't get angry, Uncle.
Why wouldn't I? I live in a crazy world of fools. Merry Christmas? What is Christmas? Just a time to pay bills with money you don't have? Where do you see yourself a year older and not a minute richer? A time to buy gifts you can't afford.
But, Uncle.
Nephew, go celebrate Christmas your own way, and let me celebrate my way.
But, Uncle, I know that there are some things I didn't do right, and some things I didn't take advantage of. And one of those things is Christmas. Christmas is the only day where people seem to get along just fine. It's a time for love and charity. It's a time where people open their hearts to one another. Maybe, Uncle, Christmas hasn't given me a gold or silver coin, but it does good to me. That's why I say blessed be Christmas.
Wow, what an amazing speech. I wonder where you go work for the government.
Come on, Uncle, and come to our house tomorrow. Me and my wife are preparing a delicious dinner. You will be our special guest.
Thanks, but no.
But why, Uncle?
Now, why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love? Have a nice day.
But, Uncle, you've never came to my house before, and you're using my marriage as an excuse. That's not fair.
Have a nice day.
But, Uncle, I don't ask you for anything. I don't ask you for something. Why can't we be friends?
Have a nice day.
As you wish. And, Bob, have a Merry Christmas.
I wish the same to you. Goodbye.
Then Mr. Scrooge's nephew left the office.
How about that? A clerk who earns the minimal salary with a wife and kids talking about Merry Christmas? You must be crazy.
Sir, I finished copying off the letters, filed out the paperwork, and swept out the ashes, and put more for the building. And well, it's closing time, Mr. Scrooge.
Fine, if your work is done, you can go now.
Mr. Scrooge, tomorrow's Christmas, a day spent with family.
You like to take the day off, I suppose?
Well, yes, after all, it's Christmas.
Christmas? Bah! Fine, take tomorrow off, but be here early the next morning.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Humbug.
Scrooge opened the door and Cratchit went home. Then Scrooge returned to his desk to finish his accounts. After a few hours, Scrooge closed his account books and proceeded to close the office. When he got home, he climbed the steps to his bedroom, sat in a chair beside his bed, and started to eat his supper. Suddenly, he heard old bells ringing and a strange and loud noise coming from the outside.
Who's making that noise? I must have fallen asleep.
But the strange noise continued until he saw a ghost coming through the bedroom door.
I think I'm dreaming.
No, this is not a dream.
I know you. You're Marley. What do you want from me?
I want a lot from you. Do you see these chains? I am chained to my sins.
What sins? You are a hard worker and a good businessman.
Businessman, I took advantage of people. While I was alive, I never learned the value of love and charity. Now I have to wander the earth unable to find peace. Hear me, Scrooge. I am here tonight to warn you. You still have the opportunity to change, but if you don't, the same fate awaits you. Listen well, Scrooge. 3 spirits will visit you. The first will arrive tomorrow when the clock strikes 1. Expect the second on the next night at the same hour. The third on the next night at the last stroke of the 12th hour.
Then the ghost left the room, floating through the window. Scrooge closed the window and went to bed shaking in fear, and fell asleep. The next day, when the clock struck 1, Scrooge saw a strange creature beside his bed.
Who are you? I am the ghost of Christmas past. Get out of your bed and come with me.
The ghost took Scrooge through time to a small town which Scrooge started to remember. He then remembered the houses, the church, the river, the bridge, and the people.
They cannot see us or hear us. They are shadows of the past.
Look, the school is not that empty. There's a boy, alone, forgotten by his friends. I know him. Poor boy.
Now let's see another Christmas.
Then they arrived to a house.
This house seems familiar. Oh, this is my house, where I grew up.
Yes, it is. And do you recognize that little boy sitting alone reading?
It's me, as a child, but why am I? Why is he alone?
You must know the answer.
Because my parents were always working. That is why I was always alone. That is why my Christmases were so sad and lonely.
Come, take my hand. We don't have enough time.
No, I've seen enough. Go away. Don't torture me.
Don't blame me. I told you these were shadows of things that have been.
Take me back.
We have one more stop. Our time is running out.
And they appeared in a garden. Scrooge is now a young man who was sitting in a garden beside a lovely young woman. The woman was crying.
I can't marry you, Ebenezer. There's something you love more than me.
Nonsense. I love no other woman.
That's true. You love money. You love it more than anything.
There's nothing wrong in loving money. We got engaged when we were poor, and we were happy being
I
poor.
hope you're happy with the life you've chosen.
And the woman ran away from the garden. Old Scrooge and the ghost followed her. When she stopped, Scrooge could see that she was a lovely young woman. She was a few years older. Children laughed and played at her feet. A little girl threw her arms around the woman.
Help me tie my bonnet, Mother.
Are they her children?
Yes, they are, but they could have been yours.
The door opened and a man entered, carrying many gifts.
Father!
They ran to him and hugged him. The man laughed and gave them the gifts. Then he hugged his wife.
Take me home.
And Scrooge appeared in his own bedroom.
Thank goodness. It was only a dream.
Then the clock struck.
No, Ebenezer, it wasn't a dream.
I suppose you are the ghost of Christmas present?
Yes, I'm the ghost of Christmas present. I have much to show you. Grab my robe. Hurry, we cannot be late.
Scrooge touched the hem of the spirit's robe. The bedroom vanished, and Scrooge found himself on a snowy and busy street. There were many people shopping for last-minute gifts. The stores were still open, people were cooking their best meals, and the bells from the church were striking. Everybody was attending church, wearing their best clothes. Everybody was happy.
Everybody looks so happy.
Yes, they are. It's Christmas. What did you expect?
Do you mean that they're all happy just because it's December 25th?
Yes, today they can forget their problems and just enjoy being with their families. They enjoy the food on their tables and the many blessings they receive.
Then the ghost took Scrooge to Bob Cratchit's house, and standing there at the door, Scrooge and the ghost proceeded to bless the house. Then Scrooge saw Bob Cratchit playing with his children, 3 boys and 2 girls.
Is this where he lives?
Of course, with his salary, this is all he can afford.
Then Mrs. Cratchit entered into the dining room, carrying a small turkey on a platter.
They look so poor. Their clothes are so old.
Love is what you can feel here.
Bob Cratchit lifted the youngest boy from a chair in the corner and carried him to the table. The
What's
boy
wrong?
was pale and carried a crutch.
What's wrong with him? Why doesn't he walk?
He's very sick. His name is Tiny Tim. His parents don't have money for a doctor, so maybe he will die.
Die? But there must be something that can be done. Please, tell me if he will die.
I see an empty chair in the corner. If the future is not changed, he will certainly die.
No, no.
Why do you care anyway? It'll diminish the world population.
At the moment, Scrooge realized that those were his own words and felt sorry for himself. Then he heard his name.
Mr. Scrooge. Thanks, Mr. Scrooge, for having this dinner. I wish I could seem to thank him personally. Dear children, it's Christmas. I know, darling. I hope he has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Let's have a toast for our Christmas and for Mr. Scrooge. Merry Christmas and God bless us all.
Meanwhile, it was getting late. The ghost took Scrooge through different places so he could see how people celebrated Christmas. People who never less were poor. As Scrooge used to say, they were happy and enjoyed being together with their families and friends. Suddenly, without a warning, they stood in a room.
I know that voice. It's my nephew. He's having a party.
He said that Christmas is only a lie.
He should be ashamed.
He's very funny, but not a pleasant person.
He told me he was very rich.
So what, darling? His wealth is useless. He doesn't do anything with his money.
He won't eat with us tonight because he's too busy counting his money.
He preferred to be angry at us than to have fun with us.
They don't like me.
No, unless the future changes.
How can I change the future?
The room disappeared and they continued their journey. They visited many countries. They traveled to faraway lands. They visited the sick people who felt happy, poor people who felt rich, shelters where people felt hope. It was a long night and everything happened in just one night. Then the ghost of Christmas present was gone.
Oh, I am in my own bed again.
As he sat up, another ghost floated into the room. He was dressed in black and a dark hood hid his face.
Who are you? First came the ghost of Christmas past, then came the ghost of Christmas present. You must be the ghost of Christmas yet to come. Are you here to show me the future and how it can change?
The ghost said nothing. He just gestured toward the door. Scrooge followed him to the street in front of his office. Two men stood up front, talking and shaking their heads.
I know them. I do business with them. We're friends. These men like me, even if my own nephew doesn't. But what are they saying about me?
Poor old Scrooge.
I know, I feel sorry for
They
him.
told me he's very sick.
Who's taking care of him?
No one. He knows what it's like to be alone.
He doesn't have any friends either.
The ghost started walking, and Scrooge followed him down the street. Then they arrived to a tiny house.
We've been here before. This is Cratchit's house.
The ghost took Scrooge into the bedroom. There was Mr. Bob Cratchit sitting beside his son's bed. He was very sick.
Why is he crying? Last time I was here, they looked so happy.
Sleeping in bed was the little kid, but he was much thinner and very pale. Mrs. Cratchit came into the bedroom.
Darling, what are we going to do? Did you ask Mr. Scrooge for help?
Yes, but he can't help us, but his nephew will help us.
I hope it's not too late. What will we do without our son?
Why? Tell me what's wrong with the little boy. Is he gonna die? What can I do to help him? Please, talk to me.
The ghost did not answer. Then everything turned dark, and Scrooge appeared in a foggy and cold place.
Where are we? This is a cemetery? Why did you bring me here?
The ghost showed Scrooge a grave.
Before I get near that grave, is this the image of what it will be, or just the image of what it can be?
The ghost did not answer. Then Scrooge went to see the grave. Engraved on the headstone was the name Ebenezer Scrooge. Then he fell to his knees.
No, no, ghost, listen to me. I've changed. Why do you show me all of this if I have lost all hope? Please tell me that I can change everything that you have shown me. I will honor Christmas in my heart. I will live in the past, present, and future. I will not forget the lessons that the ghosts have taught me. Oh, please tell me that I can erase my name from that grave.
In his anguish, he took the ghost's hand, but the ghost rejected him, and Scrooge woke up in his bed.
Oh, thank you. I've been given another chance. I don't know what day it is today or how long I've been with the ghosts, but I don't care. I feel like a child, but I want to be a child again.
Then he heard the church bell striking. Then he saw a boy in the street and shouted,
Oh, wonderful. Hey, you there. What is today?
It's Christmas, sir. Christmas morning.
Good. I haven't missed it.
and he pulled out a bag of money and he tossed a handful of coins to the boy.
There's a big juicy turkey at the butcher shop window at the end of the street. Buy it and deliver it to Bob Cratchit's house.
But, sir, this is a lot of money.
Keep the change. Hurry up. The Cratchits are hungry.
Yes, sir.
Oh, little boy,
Yes, sir.
have a Merry Christmas.
You too, sir.
Scrooge dressed in his finest clothes and headed to his nephew's house. He was feeling really happy and excited. He waved to everybody in the street and treated everybody nicely.
Uncle, I'm happy that... Here, kid, take this money and go buy yourself some Christmas candy.
Thank you, sir.
Merry Christmas.
When Scrooge reached his nephew's house, his nephew was surprised to see him.
Uncle, I'm happy to see you. I'm happy that you've changed your mind about Christmas dinner and come to celebrate the holidays with us.
Yes, thank you for accepting me.
His nephew's wife set an extra place at the table.
We're happy to have you here. You arrived just in time for the turkey.
After dinner, Scrooge said a few words.
Thank you. I've never eaten a more delicious meal, but I have to go now. I have other things to do and people to visit.
And Scrooge headed to Bob Cratchit's house. Mrs. Cratchit opened the door. She couldn't believe her eyes when she saw Mr. Scrooge standing in front of her.
Oh, Mr. Scrooge, what a wonderful surprise. Mr. Scrooge, please, come in. Thank you for the wonderful turkey.
It was a pleasure for me. Cratchit, you've worked long hours for many years without complaining. I'm raising your salary, and I will also help support your family.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Scrooge. You are so generous.
Merry Christmas.
Scrooge did more than what he said he would do. He took care of Tiny Tim as a second father would do. Some people laughed to see how he changed, but he didn't care. Scrooge never saw the ghost again, but he had many friends and was always close to his family. Each time he had a meal with friends and family, he would say,
God bless us. God bless us, everyone.